to Vlogmas! So I want to give my thoughts and my opinions on how preseason and what I've seen so far from certain teams, and also my predictions, a little bit of predictions for tonight's games, which is Sunday. So first, I really want to talk about the New York Knicks because I am impressed. The Knicks came ready to play, and they won. A little spoiler alert if you didn't know, but they won their first preseason game, and it was well-deserved because, like I said, they came ready to play. The Knicks look like they clearly have been practicing and have a cohesive unit and been playing for a while, even though, like I said, it's the first game of preseason, but they were all together on defense. Like, their defense was great. I haven't seen the Knicks play defense like that in a while. They were on it. Like, they did not let the Pistons get easy shots. I mean, in the fourth quarter, they kind of slacked off a bit, but the rest of the game, it was clear that they were ready to play. They were ready to play on defense and make sure that the other team had a hard time getting shots off. And not only did they play hard on defense, but they also looked like a cohesive unit on offense. And of course, we're going to mention Obi Toppin because he was great. Obi Toppin looked athletic, fast, and he was pretty efficient as well. Like, he didn't look like he was struggling out there. He didn't look like he was scared of the moment. He was ready to attack the basket and make shots when he wanted to and when he could. The only problem that he had was he was getting ticky-tack fouls. And I mean, he's a rookie, it's his first preseason game, so obviously he'll get used to it. He'll develop, he'll learn, not to reach in and those kind of things. However, that was the only thing. He just got in a little bit of foul trouble. But other than that, he was great. He showed why that he has potential to be Rookie of the Year. I know that I changed my pick from him to James Wiseman. But if he keeps playing like that, maybe he will be Rookie of the Year and I'll be wrong. Let's also talk about RJ though, because RJ started a bit slow. Yes, we all saw that. However, he really picked it up in the second half. I think he finished 7 for 10, something like that. I think he was 0 for 6 and then 7 for 10, something like that. So although he did start slow, he picked it up very well towards the second half. Like I said, everybody just looked together and I was just really, really impressed. Now, I was a little surprised that Mitchell Robinson didn't start, and he started Nerlens Noel. However, it's Tom Thibodeau's way is that you earn your minutes, and maybe in the practices that they had, Nerlens Noel played better. I don't know, because I wasn't there. But that's the only thing I was a little bit surprised about. I get it, you earn your minutes, but it's also preseason, and Mitchell Robinson has shown that he has a lot of potential. He could be something special. But shout out to Nerlens Noel, because remember, he was a top pick in the draft. He was what pick was he? He was a top pick in the draft. I think he was 7. Was he 7? I'm going to look it up. But he was a top pick in the draft, to Philly. And then he was a little journeyman. Now he's in New York. Maybe he's finally found a permanent home. He also played very well. So shout out to him and shout out to the Knicks in general because it was very, very nice to see. And I was pleasantly surprised with how they played. Now let's talk about the Charlotte Hornets a little bit. Although they didn't finish the game very well. I mean, they lost. The Raptors, they had a really big lead, but in the first half, they really showed potential. Now, to be honest, I think that the Hornets have more talent than people give them credit for. I mean, Devontae Graham could have won Most Improved Player of the Year last year. You got Miles Bridges, you got PJ Washington, and now you have Lamelo. So there's a lot of young talent on that team that people are neglecting. And in the first half, they came ready to play just like the Knicks. They were shooting lights out. Maybe not lights out, but they were shooting very well. They were passing very well. They looked like a really nice offensive team, and it was very nice to see. They're still young. They're still learning. And, of course, like I said, in the second half, the Raptors came out, played a little better. Fred VanVleet started to step up. So the thing is, yeah, they lost, but I was pleasantly surprised with how they played in the first half. And I think that they can continue that momentum throughout the season, learning, growing, winning some more games, and they have Lamelo. Let's talk about him a little bit, too. Lamelo will have the best debut ever? No, but it's the first game of preseason. What do you expect? Nobody's played basketball in such a long time. Let players get into rhythm. I'm not going to be one of those players oh my God, sound the alarm. It's one game. Let's see how it is over a course of the season, and then we can make more of a proper judgment. I think he looked excited, he wanted to play, and he was grabbing boards left and right though. Let's not deny that. He looked like every rebound was going to him, to be honest, and they just look so easy for him to get the rebounds because let's not forget, he's 6'7", 6'8". So now let's talk a little bit about the Warriors because they also won their first preseason game and I thought they played very well. Now, of course, they didn't have Draymond or James Wiseman. Neither of them played, and of course, we know Clay is hurt. So they are missing 3 key pieces, so let's keep that in mind. However, despite that, they still played very well. They were passing the ball around just like they usually do. Passing the ball around a lot. They were taking a bunch of threes. We finally saw Steph shoot a three. It's been forever since we've seen that. Yay! It's just exciting to watch Steph shoot threes. I mean, everybody feels that way. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people feel that way. You know, just watching him shoot threes is magical at times. So it was always nice to see him on the court as well. You know who played very well in his debut, though? Kent Bazemore. Kent Bazemore came in and started scoring a bunch, you know, making plays. He came in and was just a spark off the bench, so shout out to him because he definitely impressed in his debut. I know Kent Bazemore was on the Warriors in the past, so maybe he's a little bit more comfortable there and all that kind of stuff, but I thought he played very, very well in his debut, and that's something that could be something for the Warriors to look forward to, like him coming off the bench and being a spark for the second unit and bringing in some scoring and all that kind of stuff. Overall, the Warriors played very well, and like I said, they played very well without Draymond and without James Wiseman. Now imagine they were there. They're two of the top defenders on the team. I mean, we haven't seen what James Wiseman is yet, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be one of the better defenders on the team. So you got Draymond and James Wiseman to add on defense, and don't forget about Draymond's passing abilities, James Wiseman's ability to finish around the rim, and everything that we haven't seen from him yet. So I am very excited to see what they're going to be this season. And now the last team I want to talk about, and again, don't be offended if I didn't mention your team, I just wanted to mention a few teams that have stood out to me during preseason so far, and that would be the Rockets. Now, the Rockets obviously don't have James Harden right now, as we know, you know, all that's going on. However, I want to talk about two players who I was very impressed with in their debut, and that would be John Wall and Boogie. It's not necessarily that they played amazing and had like the best game ever, but it was nice to see Boogie healthy on the court. You know, finally, it's been so long. We've all missed him. And then John Wall, obviously, again, it's kind of the same thing. Happy to see him on the court, finally healthy. But I gotta be honest, he still looked very fast. Like, he did not look like he slowed down a bit. That Achilles injury doesn't look like it really slowed him down, because I was watching him and I was like, wow, like he's literally driving by people and with no problem. Doesn't look like he had an injury at all. Now, over the course of the season, wear and tear, we'll have to see how that goes. But in his preseason debut, I don't know. He still looked very, very fast, people. So he might be driving by people all the time still. I don't know. So now I just want to give one little prediction for tonight's game, which is the Nets, because we have to talk about the Nets. KD and Kyrie's first game together, first game as a Net. Well, Kyrie already played as a Net for some games, but KD's first game as a Net, first game of them two playing together. This is going to be exciting. Now, Karis LeVert isn't playing, which is a little bit of a disappointment. However, the rest of the team is still there, and I am going to be glued to my TV watching. I cannot wait to see KD on the court. And I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of you are going to be out there like glued to your TV, seeing what KD looks like, how he's going to play. Personally, I think he's going to play really, really well in his debut. Now, I do think his minutes are going to be limited for two reasons. One, it's his first game after a big injury. No one's played basketball in a really long time, so you want to ease him into it. But also, too, it's preseason, so, you know, the stars don't play the full game. That's just how it is. So that's why I think his minutes are going to be limited. But despite that, I could see him easily. You know what? I'll make a little prediction tonight. I'll make a little bold prediction. I think he's going to drop 20 to 25 points tonight. I just have a feeling he's going to be efficient, light it up. Like, I don't know. I feel like when he comes back, he's just going to be KD. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, there's always room for error. I cannot predict the future. But I just feel like he's going to come back and just start lighting it up. Now, again, when it comes to regular season games and as time goes on, maybe he needs more time to ease into it to be more consistently as like a 25 per game score. You know, like maybe he needs some games to get his legs back. Specifically for this one first game, all the adrenaline, everything, he's been away for so long, all the people are chirping in his ear, all this kind of stuff. I think he's going to drop 20 to 25 points tonight. And I don't mean 20 to 25 points on like 25 shots. I mean efficiently. And it's going to be Russell Westbrook versus KD, which is also very interesting because I don't know if they originally planned it that way, but because Russ got traded to the Wizards, so now it's kind of like there's like 5 storylines going on. So there you have it. Those are my opinions on some of the games that already happened. The game of the Nets that is going on tonight. And I'm just very happy basketball is back. I am so excited to watch. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you next time. Bye.